It's week 3 of the National Football League, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the reigning NFC champs and the Packers on Monday Night Prime Time.
This is such a special place. You drive through the streets of Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Nothing on the scoreboard, 0-0 as the offense gets ready to take over the football. And they'll run. It's Ken Walker. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. The numbers for Walker last week. 9 carries, 65 yards.
And that's just not enough carries for a running back to get loose and really feel like he's into the game, because they have to have enough volume to establish a rhythm, not just for themselves, but also to get in sync with their offensive line so they can read the blocks properly and they can execute them. I expect them to get a minimum of 15 carries in this game, and the optimum number would be 20+.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. They'll look to throw. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. The Seahawks will call on Michael Dixon on 4th down to punt this one away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it'll be Packer football here, 1st down and 10. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And it felt like it.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. You look at this Packers defense. They were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
In motion goes the tight end. 2nd and 11. Rolling to his right. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it
under pressure, and down he goes. And now that brings up fourth down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here comes the offense. Jacobs will take this one in for a Packer touchdown.
What a luxury it is to be able to call a bowling ball like Josh Jacobs down near the goal line. 5'10", 220 pounds, and he's not afraid to get in there and get the tough yards. He finishes off this drive with a touchdown run.
The Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. As it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Flush to his right. And that's caught inside the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Ken Walker, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield in the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, we all know the guy carrying the ball is going to get the credit both in the stat line and probably in the newspaper. But guess what? Those guys creating holes, they couldn't feel better about themselves right now. Offensive line, tight end, probably even the wide receivers are involved. They're moving the ball well.
Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And they're going to have a 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll bring a tight end in motion right. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Steps away to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead.
This is a great decision right here. To his left. He knows if he waits too long, the defense is going to be all over him. So he makes a decision to go and wins the race to the pylon.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 14-7. So the drive there took 6 plays, and the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. To the air again, Love. Looking middle, and that's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Throwing. Love. Complete to Likely. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down. Working out of the gun. Love. No hesitation, goes right back to Likely. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And he completed 7 straight passes before that one as it falls incomplete and puts a halt to that streak. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Here's Love. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
Love to throw for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Unable to pick up the first. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Here's Walker to start the drive. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin just outside Washington at Commanders Field in Landover, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Dak Prescott over 300 yards through the air with a touchdown pass as well. From there, let's head west to see what's going on with the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. Tyler Algier, a touchdown run in the victory. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And it was the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars that go home with the victory. Trevor Lawrence, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way. These two teams going through their final adjustments. It's about time for the second half in Green Bay. So for the call, we go back up to Lambeau and Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach. Both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. But they do trail. Second down, Jacobs once more. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 76 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Love now. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
They were well aware of the scoreboard as they went into halftime, and they know how tough it's been to put up any kind of points. But if there's a positive after that play, is that they were able to take a shot at the end zone on their opening drive of this half. The negative, though, that shot at 6 ended in an interception, and we know that's not going to jumpstart this struggling offense.
So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Looking to throw. This is Fant on the short completion. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. He'll look to throw. Throw out wide to Walker. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to bring up second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. They'll set up to throw. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 42. Back to throw again. This one into the hands of Metcalf. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. They'll look to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another first down on the pickup of 5 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
First and goal, Seattle.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Touchdown! Tyler Lockett. He has career touchdown number 78, tying him with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Seahawks go up by 2 touchdowns. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is lets you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive.
The Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6.
And this is the worry because sometimes you get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important third down.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. It's fielded at the 45. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. Love. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Packers first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. To throw now. Here's Love. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Now Love. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So very late in the game here, but with that score, some light at the end of the tunnel.
There's still hope. Now they look at the score and say, hold on a second. This thing's not over yet. Let's keep battling.
Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Seahawks offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Chad Muma brings him down on that one defensively.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
2nd and 6. He'll find Metcalf. And Metcalf going to have the Seahawks first down as he gets this up past the 40.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Seattle.
Give to Walker on the read option.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
They're going to look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
The Packers offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes the right read seemingly every time. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. They will run the draw with Jacobs. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
That's good. For a Packers first down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard
Play action this time with Love. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the 2nd half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback, so that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
Love looking to throw it. He finds his man, complete. It's Reed. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd
Jacobs going to try the middle. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Boy, hard to catch your breath. Another big play looming, 4th and 3. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Throwing, Love. This will be caught just inside the 10. And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. Here we go, 1st and goal. Here's Jacobs. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. One more time with Jacobs. And he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage.
Partner, you got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down. They go with Jacobs, and I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Seahawks able to come up with a goal line stand. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep. They'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
Now they'll change things around before the snap. That one looks like he'll throw here. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Oh, I like this call. I know they weren't successful on it, but so many times defenses load up trying to get a safety when you're in this spot. How about taking the shot downfield, hoping to use their momentum against them? They didn't get it, but I sure like what they were doing there.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 3rd and 4. They'll run again. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. .43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Packers offense and running back Josh Jacobs set to take over once more. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to To make something positive happen to this point.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Here's Love.
And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, dip.
Oh, wide open, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10.
And this is one of those gotta-have-it drives. You can't start much better than that. Big yardage there. And just as important, he's able to get out of bounds. And now, that changes everything.
Now 1st and goal.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4.
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Now the try here for the extra point.
And we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And we will get another look at Seattle's offense. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So it's the Seahawks who are going to get the first crack at things. They'll possess it to start things off here in overtime. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball for this overtime win away from the hostile crowd.
And you know, as the quarterback steps into the huddle, the first thing he's telling his team is, remember, we need 6, not 3. So we don't need a good drive. We need a great drive. And this is what they've been planning for. It's time to execute and take it downfield, even against all these odds.
Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 54 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete.
I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
2nd and 13. And Walker has it. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
Automatic
Personal
first
foul
down.
just can't happen. Have to have poise.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. They run again with Walker. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hip, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble. So they do get the short field goal here to get them the all-important overtime lead. But, Charles, you wonder if they'll wind up ruining the fact that they were able to get down into the red zone, yet not able to find the touchdown that would have won them the game.
Brandon, you're absolutely right. In overtime, when you get the ball first, the hope is your opponents never see the football. But now they're going to get a drive to try and win it, or at least keep the game alive with a field goal. And I'm getting a dictionary out to look up ruin.
That's caught by Kelly. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Over the middle, it's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. That last pass puts him over 300 yards now in the game. More importantly, though, big first down here in OT.
And the team around him has a lot of confidence now after picking up that first down. Everyone seems a little more energized. But did I hear you before the game call in and say, this is my quarterback for your fantasy league? Because he just gave you a good stat, didn't he?
He did, and I appreciate it. That'll be caught right side by Reed. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
First down and goal to go.
Now Love. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Here's 3rd and goal now from the 9. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now a timeout called for offense. It'll be their second and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. And this one is right through. And we are tied once again here in the overtime session. Both teams swapping field goals on their respective first drives of overtime. So now, you know the drill. It's on to old school sudden death.
Yeah, it sounds exciting, doesn't it? Can I be a little bit of Dennis Downer here, though? That drive, able to go that far, yet they had to kick the field goal to keep playing. You would have thought maybe could they punch it in and go ahead and end it?
We get more free football.
Oh, yeah, good point. I'm back up beat again. Forget the Downer stuff.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
What we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Once that ball was popped in the air, you could almost hear the silence, the collective breath being held here in the stadium.
Let's be honest about it. We both came out of our chairs, didn't we? Anytime you see the ball in the air like that, there is that collective rise, the crowd holding its breath, and boy, oh boy, the moment of truth as it comes down. Man, that was something.
Everything magnified here in overtime. This one took us deep into the night, but in the end, after 5 quarters, we're unable to determine a winner.
Well, can I say it? I think it's a fair outcome with the kind of game that we had, pretty evenly matched. But here's where it gets tough. Because it was a night game, makes it much shorter on the turnaround, doesn't it? Especially for the visiting team.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Lambeau, good night, everybody.